This is Brian Anderson. With me, Rick. Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill. And reporting courtside, it's Allie LaForce. And of course, Precious Achiuwa. Well, the team moving on here without him.
Yeah, like a lot of people, I didn't see the trade coming. He was the team in many people's eyes. It'll be interesting to see how they evolve as a squad with him gone.
Here's McGrady. With nobody on him, he buries that jumper.
And that gets us rolling. Whew, what a tremendous atmosphere in here tonight.
And sometimes getting that first bucket puts momentum in your corner, but we'll just have to see.
Back to Holiday. Grant, looking at these two teams, my attention is drawn to the front court matchup.
Oh, yeah, this should be a battle on the baseline. Great to watch skilled bigs trade blows and show off what they can do down low.
Now here's Doncic. His offense has been solid, scoring around 11.5 points a game. Back comes Houston in transition. No luck on that one. We played just over a minute here in the first. Here's Wade. It's hauled in by Houston.
Well, you got to miss sometimes, but that one seemed like a gimme.
Pass to Mobley. 4-3. That one is off.
The defense just giving him the easy look there. He's not going to miss that.
McDaniels with it. Here's Doncic. Back to Daniels. Picked it out of midair. Fast break. Here we go. And here's Ivy from the arc. It's hauled in by Luka Doncic.
Still very early, but that's not the start they want. 1 for 5 shooting.
Well, Grant, the Miami Heat are as professionally run as any franchise in this league.
Yeah, and certain numbers point to that. They minimize turnovers, they don't commit cheap fouls, and they hit their free throws. So, in other words, they don't give anything away.
Now here's Doncic. Pass to Wade. It's stolen by Holiday. Ivy, right side. Outside Holiday. And here is Thompson. Back to Holiday. On the wing, Ivy. Shot clock at 5. Here's McGrady. Ooh, a little luck that time as it drops. McGrady's got 5 points.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Houston leading by 8. And here's Ivy from the arc. The offensive rebound. Pass to Mobley. Doncic outside. Here's Kamari. Back to Doncic. It's McDaniels on the wing. Nails it from 3.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Here's a great quote from Coach Eric Spoelstra, who said, "The Miami Heat culture is a system based on discipline and hard work. We stand for something. That's competition. That's winning. We feel that there's a championship DNA that you can develop." And Brian, they walk the walk.
One of the great organizations in the league, Allie. Pass to McGrady. Here's Thompson. On the wing, Thompson. Trying to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Heat trail by 5. Here's Wade. Off target at the rim. Well, Richard, with the career he's had, it's hard to believe Drew Holiday has only made 2 All-Star teams.
Well, that speaks to how much talent is at the guard position in this league. But it also shows how we tend to award offense over defense, because Drew, his impact is truly felt on the defensive end.
Fires the 3. Mobley, no good.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Wade drives in. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
Pass to Ivy. For 3. Rebound Miami. Poke loose. Here's Kamari. Here's Wade. A key piece to their offense, putting up 12 points a game. Doncic on the wing. No good on the triple. Thompson with it. Pass to Mobley. The 3. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. And so it's Houston leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. The hustle they've shown on defense has been tremendous. Back. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And a breakdown here, guys, of the hustle stats for the Rockets.
Showing their energy so far, sprinting up and down the floor, getting out in transition and taking advantage.
Yeah, and also a great job hustling on turnovers and turning them into points. Defense creating offense so far in this one.
All right, the Rockets making a switch here.
First personal foul. First team foul. Onto the floor for your Rockets.
Now here's Alvarado. Pass to Wade. Puts up a deep 3. They get it back. Now here's Hartenstein. Outside Strus. And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. And the Heat making a change here. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he's going for the lob. Stolen by Vanderbilt. Here's McGrady. Şengün. Great positioning on the putback.
Paying attention out there. Şengün able to insert himself and save that play.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in to the paint. Pulls up. No good off the glass. The Rockets lead by 8. Richard, if you look back at the Rockets' history, it's striking how many all-time greats have worn that uniform.
There are so many Hall of Famers. Hakeem Olajuwon, Ralph Sampson, Calvin Murphy, Yao Ming, Elvin Hayes, and that's only to name a few.
Well, Grant, we know non-shooting big men can clog the paint. But if they know where to move off the ball, that certainly helps.
Yeah, you know, big men who know those circle actions, like flashing to the open spot when their man gives help, they often end up with easy looks inside.
Miami shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. And he knocks down the first one. And Houston making a change here. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Ivey. He's got 7. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Pass to Hield. Now Şengün. He's guarded by Hartenstein. Şengün, the screen. Hield for 3. It's hauled in by Zion Williamson. Heat trailed by 7. Here's Strus on the take. And he goes with the big dunk right over Alperen Şengün.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Throws it up high. Blows the alley-oop. Houston leading by 5. Out to the right wing. Back to Şengün. To the wing, right side. Şengün, the screen. Out to the right wing. Left side Hield. There's the 3. Knocks down the triple. And the Rockets lead by 8.
Hield showing his quick release.
Hield has bounced around for a while now, but he's still a deadly shooter, Richard.
Hield is the definition of a shooter for hire. He's a mercenary. When he's on the floor, he's looking to pull up from deep. That's what he's paid to do. He's been an elite shooter his whole career.
On the wing, Strus. And a miss there on the triple. Outside Hield. Pass to Şengün. Şengün, the screen. Tries it from 16. Williams grabs the board.
No clue how he misfired on that shot. You don't see that from him very often.
And here's Exum. And there's the lob. Williamson misses.
Looking for the spectacular and coming up empty.
Just go to show how tight your timing needs to be on this kind of play.
Back to Ivey. We've got 1:13 left in the second quarter. Takes it inside. Here's Vanderbilt. Out of bounds. It'll be Miami's ball. And Erik Spoelstra decides to call timeout. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Heat trailed by 5. Doncic outside. Right wing. Back to Claxton. Doncic with it. And it's Hield picking him up. Here's Wade. It's hauled in by Houston. Their biggest lead of the game was 9.
Just an ugly show from him offensively. Yep, no way to describe it, just ugly, and that hasn't helped.
Pass to McDaniels. Fires for 3. Gets the 3 to fall. McDaniels got his second bucket of the night.
Well orchestrated, and then the pass is right on the money.
And here's Thompson for 3. Nails it, and he's 1 for 5 with that one.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Oh, Doncic! What do you expect?
And look at Luka now getting aggressive at the arc. He was eager to answer that last 3.
Pass to Hield. Back to Ivey. And here's Thompson for 3. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Rockets ahead, leading by just 2. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Houston in the lead. And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Nick Claxton, despite his relatively slender frame, is a hard-nosed defender. He said, "I bow down to no one. Every time I step on the court, I always have that chip on my shoulder. That's just the fiery competitor that I am. At the end of the day, I know what I'll hang my hat on, the defensive side of the ball." Brian?
Okay, Allie, thanks for that. Here's Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Flying high, Ausar Thompson. I wish I still had hops like that.
About a minute played here in the second half. Inside, here's Kamari, and he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
And Jaden McDaniels picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul. In for your Rockets. Racing McGrady.
To the inside. It's stolen by Doncic. Pass to McDaniels. Here's Wade. Six on the shot clock for the lead. And here's Claxton. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. And here's Holiday. He's scoreless. Hield on the wing. Pass to Thompson. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Second personal.
Jaden McDaniels picks one up.
Second.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
Both free throws good from Thompson. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Now Doncic. Mobley with the block.
Sensational swat from Mobley. I love how hard he goes in the defensive end.
Outside McDaniels. Back to Doncic. 4 on the clock. For the lead. McGrady grabs a miss. Right side heel. This one for 3. The shot won't fall. Miami trailing. Richard, no doubt about the upside of Evan Mobley. What's his best position, you think, Ken?
Defensively, he can guard 1 through 5. He is a defensive player of the year candidate every single year. But offensively, unless he improves his three-point shot, he is most likely going to be more of a 5. If he wants to play the 4, he's got to be able to stretch it from 3.
From deep, here's Doncic. Gets the 3 ball to go. Doncic has got 6.
2 minutes.
I like when Doncic goes right up with it, giving the defense no time to react.
Well, despite some uneven shooting from him, they're still out in front.
And so it's Erik Spoelstra with the timeout here. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. Going with almost an entirely new group here. And it's Miami's ball. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Outside Strus. Pass to Williamson. Kicks it to Doncic. Over Holiday. And a Again, no good by Miami.
He just looks off this quarter. Looks like he's forcing it a bit right now. A little bit in his head.
Ivy outside. Here's Vanderbilt. Got a piece of it. Here's Exum. Soft touch off the glass. And the Heat lead by 1.
Few guys distribute better than Doncic. He's got good instincts for when and where to send the ball.
Ivy outside. From deep. Houston with another miss.
Gotta find easier shots when you're already struggling.
Oh, my
goodness.
How about that?
And that's what we've come to expect from Zion. Exactly.
Pass to Şengün. Now Vanderbilt. They need this. And Vanderbilt slams it in.
While he's a bit undersized for a 4, he more than makes up for it with his balance.
Oh, there's the alley. And here we go. The Rockets in transition. Pass to Holiday. Vanderbilt with it. Back to Holiday. Here's Şengün. And that's not going to go. We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. Miami out in front, leading by 1. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. The Heat with the lead. Here's Wade. On the wing, Strus. Pass to Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is. Now here's Hield. Beyond the arc. Claxton with a rebound.
Yeah, and the defense really respects his shooting ability, and they showed it with that tight coverage.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for the Heat?
They're moving the ball around so well, guys. Quick passes, letting the next guy do the work if you don't have a look.
They've also been showing us standout play on the fast break, working as a team to create easy opportunities.
Here's McGrady. 3-pointer off the mark. And another fast break for Miami. The Heat running.
Looks like they're gaining some confidence here in crunch time.
Building out this lead brick by brick. They have taken a very methodical approach.
And we've got a timeout called by Ime Udoka. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. Miami making a switch here. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened to Ime Udoka's huddle. Point blank, he wants better shot selection. He told them, we're settling, guys. Come on. We're not being patient out there. We're not working the ball around. That has to change right now.
Allie, thank you. Buries it from 3.
And something Ivy continues to improve. He's becoming a real threat from downtown.
Pass to Claxton. Oh, trying his luck from deep.
Sometimes it's just not your night. Fortunately, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Thompson with it. Claxton picks him up. Here's McGrady. Some solid defense from Claxton.
They timed up the layup perfectly. The D saw it develop and got there to bother the shot.
Man, the defender really went after him.
No good on the free throw.
For the Heat, Dwayne Wade, taking 2 shots.
So he can't get either to fall. Rockets trail by 5. Pass to McGrady. Outside Holiday. Here's McGrady. From 9 feet out. Claxton with a rebound.
You know, some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. Just can't seem to find his confidence.
And the foul on Jaden Ivey. That's his first foul of the game.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
Back to Wade. To the middle. Here's Kamare.
A 7-footer who can legitimately defend 1 through 5. Mobley is suffocating any player out there. That's more than enough space for him to get that shot up.
They set a pick. Pass to McGrady. Around 3 minutes gone here in the 4th. Knocked loose. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. Free throw good, McDaniels. Heat leading by 8. 1:57 left in the 4th. Launches a 3. Offensive rebound. Pass to Claxton. He shoots a 3. Hits the 3-pointer. Claxton's got 7 points here in the quarter. Houston now. Time running out. Holiday with the ball. And here's Ivey from the arc. There's a minute 34 left to play in the 4th. Mobley outside. Late clock. Houston's got to hurry. Second chance effort. Claxton with the block. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And here are the Heat. They're on a 13-3 run. Here's Wade. That 3's off the mark. And so Thompson will bring it up for Houston. 11-point game. Pass to Ivey from the arc. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday.
Hot off the pass. Ivey has a shot up. No time to waste when you've got a pro-level defense coming at you.
He hits the first one, and that'll put him up by 9. Doncic hits them both. 58 seconds left in the final quarter. Pass to McGrady. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal.
Both sides are simply waiting for the clock to make it official. This is going to end up in the books as a nice win for the Heat.
It was stop and go for them along the way, but they finally seized full control of this game.
BA, the scoreboard definitely doesn't tell the whole story. They were able to pull things together when things got tough, and of course, they closed strong.
And with this performance, they'll have claimed their 8th win of the year.
And against a non-conference opponent, you really want to win the first one. They'll go into the next one knowing how to beat this team for sure.
And they got a lot of great solo efforts tonight, but probably none bigger than the performance for Nicholas Claxton.
And what effort he had on the boards, displaying some great fight, willing to battle down low.
They really came in with the right mindset today. I can guarantee you their flight home will be filled with some smiles.
And as it should be, to be this dominant on another team's floor, look, when you go home, you're going to go home feeling good.
Pass to Wade. And stolen by Holiday. Oh, it's stolen. So it's the Heat winning this one easily. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone cold silent.
And that's exactly what you got to do. You have to try to take the crowd out of it.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Anderson, Coach Stan Van Gundy, Hall of Famer Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce round out our broadcast crew for this one. And, of course, Precious Achiuwa. Well, the team moving on here without him.
I'll tell you what, the fans will really miss him. He was just so popular, a tremendous talent. But the great thing about the NBA, new stars will emerge. And the question is, who will it be?
From deep, Mobley knocks down the long J. We should see some great ball movement with these two teams, Graham. Fantastic group of passers on each side.
They're just so unselfish. They play for one another. You can see how it keeps the whole team involved. And I'll tell you what, I just love watching teams that can pass like this.
Here's Holiday after the basket by Miami. Pass to Ivy. And here is Thompson. Outside Holiday. 5 on the clock. Now here's Thompson. And the Rockets hit again from deep.
Well, that sometimes is a tough area for Thompson, but he manages to get off a smooth shot.
Claxton with it. Oh, he tries a three. Mobley grabs the board. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Doncic.
Almost had the steal. You have to love the pressure defense.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
Well, Coach, the Heat have had some deep playoff runs recently, making the finals twice in 5 years.
Yeah, Brian, and what's really interesting is that they've only been higher than a 5 seed once in that span. They just hit a different gear in the playoffs.
Here's Wade. His offense has been solid, scoring around 11.5 points a game. Pass to Mobley. Here's McGrady. Back to Mobley. And stolen by Claxton. Fast break. Here come the Heat. Here's Kamare. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Mobley outside. Back to Thompson. About 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. To the inside. McGrady. Out to Thompson. Outside Holiday. Thompson goes in. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
The athleticism of Thompson showing up right there. I mean, just explosive off the bounce.
Now here's Doncic. He's been a consistent contributor, averaging just over 11 a game. Here's Wade. Mobley grabs the board.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in. That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. In 2024, Luka Doncic recorded 6 consecutive 30-point triple-double games.
That's right, B.A. The first time anyone has done it in NBA history. So if you didn't already believe in Luka magic, well, there's some proof that the magic is real.
Pass to Holiday. And here is Thompson. Here's McGrady. Over Claxton. McGrady shot is off. Heat trailed by 8. Down low. And Claxton throws it down.
Coaches love to see ball movement, especially when it gets you that kind of look.
Thompson attacking. Rejected by Claxton. With the step back. Stolen by Ivy. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. Wade, that's good.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
.56 seconds left in the first quarter. To the wing, right side. Inside. Here's Thompson. The layup misses.
Ooh, old school right there. No easy buckets.
Doncic. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. It's on Drew Holiday.
And you can't let Doncic get this type of positioning because then you're pretty much forced to foul him.
And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too.
Now here's Holiday. No points yet. Houston with another miss. 3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
And here's Holiday. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Well, this is the thing about Holiday. He keeps coming at you.
Holiday hits them both.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
Alvarado with it. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. It's Houston. They lead by 2.
The Rockets, 12.
And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. All right, guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out at you stat-wise?
Well, it's pretty obvious. I mean, cashing in on extra opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Yeah, you can bet their coach is encouraging them to keep up the extra effort. It's more than paying off.
And giving them what they want, the incredible dunking ability of Zion on full display.
Şengün, that's good. Şengün's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, maybe not the shot they were looking for there, but the defense gave it to him, and he knocked it down.
Back to Alvarado. Just 5 to shoot. To the middle. Here's Williamson. Good D by Vanderbilt.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
And Holiday takes this responsibility seriously. When someone is open on his squad, he gets it to them.
And coach a perennial wow! Zion! Mercy!
Yeah, what a great target Zion makes for on the lob. Nobody's going to get to the ball except him.
Outside Vanderbilt. And here's Ivey from the arc. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
And they found a nice flow offensively here in the second period.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, similarities in the games of Alperen Şengün and Nikola Jokic. A couple years back, Jokic suggested that Houston run their offense more through him, and they have. Jokic said that's going to benefit the whole organization. He wants to pass and play for the team. They'll move when the ball is in his hands. Brian?
Well, Jokic would know. Thanks, Allie. Here's McGrady. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Max Strus picks one up.
And even from where we're sitting, you could clearly tell it was a foul.
No good on the free throw. Grant, when you talk about consistency and officiating game to game, you think there's room for improvement?
You know, I do think so. I mean, they're allowing more contact, but overall, more clarity on what constitutes legal guarding position would help players and officials.
Well, it's hard to imagine a more solid screen than a Zion screen.
Here's McGrady. Pass to Holiday. And here's Ivey from the arc. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday. Ivey's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And the three-pointer goes.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Holiday taking his time here to the paint. Pass to Vanderbilt. Over Williamson. Vanderbilt, no good. Heat trailed by 4. Well, Grant, after 3 straight drafts high in the lottery, the Rockets got to 500 in 2024.
Yeah, and I love how they signed some vets in the summer of 23. Houston decided we want to win now, and I wish more teams did that.
Şengün with a steal. And here comes the break. Ivey outside. Back to Vanderbilt. Pass to McGrady. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
And adds a few more points to their lead, showing off some style.
Wow, that was prime time stuff right there. And so it's Erik Spoelstra with the timeout here. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. And the Rockets making a change here.
Way to go, everyone. Let's hear it for
1:31 left in the second.
substitution on the court.
Now Doncic. Pass to Kamari. 4-3. And Ivey pulls it down. The Rockets lead by 6. Now here's Şengün. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Since being selected in the 21 draft, Alperen Şengün has really improved.
Yeah, from 9 points per game as a rookie to over 20 in his 3rd year, Şengün has averaged about 5 assists per game over a season. A huge number for a 6'11 post guy. He is so skilled.
Wade. Rockets with a rebound. 54 seconds left in the first half. They get it again. Ivey outside. Hield from outside. Doesn't go, and he's 0 for 1 from the floor.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Woohoo! Just great work cashing in on the fast break.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
Here's Şengün. Offensive board. Ivey outside. Goes back up. Claxton with a rebound. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Miami. They trail by 6. Wade misses. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. Houston shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
And how can you not be excited about Ivey's potential? You can tell he wants to keep getting better.
Pass to Hield. For 3. Vanderbilt controls the rebound and the putback. And the Rockets lead by 9.
I always love the hard work on the glass. Just great activity.
And so it's the Houston Rockets with a 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. And your first NBA coaching job was with the Miami Heat, Stan. That was as an assistant back in the 90s, just a few years ago.
Yeah, just a few, Brian. And the Heat have changed a lot. The game has changed a lot over those years. Look, back then, the Heat were probably the most physical team in the NBA, and it was just knockdown, drag-out fights all the time.
And, Coach, how about the Thompson twins making their impact felt in the 2023 draft?
Yeah, Brian, we've seen twins in the NBA before, albeit not very often. But these two made history that draft day, becoming the first pair of twins to be selected in the top 5 of the same draft.
Oh, love the intensity in which they're hitting the boards.
Mobley deciding where to go with it. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Thompson. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday. And now an 11-point Houston lead.
And they keep on figuring out ways to force the Rock inside and convert.
Doncic outside. Oh, Luka with a deep one.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond.
Oh, wow.
And meeting those expectations. I mean, this is what we all wanted to see from Thompson on offense.
Here's Claxton. And again, Miami with a triple.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Pass to Thompson. Down low. Outside Holiday. Takes the 3. Now here's Hield. Now here's Thompson. Covered by Strus. Another shot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Substitution for the Rockets. Number 1, Tracy McGrady.
Heat trailed by 7. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, the Rockets showing improvement. Head coach Ime Udoka said, quote, when you rely on your young guys, you're constantly trying to instill habits that'll carry them for the rest of their careers. It's mistakes and tendencies you have to try to break continually. Just staying positive. We see glimpses of how close we can be.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. It's stolen by Holiday. Outside Hield. Fires for 3. Hits the trifecta. Hield's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Yeah, no hesitation from the veteran Hield. A dangerous scorer in these catch-and-shoot situations.
And, Coach, you've been lauded by some of your former players for your pregame preparation. I've seen it myself in the broadcasting world.
Well, I've also been coached by some of those players for my pregame walkthroughs, Brian. People thought they were way too long, but I just wanted to be as prepared as possible and was one that always believed I'd rather do too much than too little.
Heat trailed by 9. Thompson with a steal to the middle. Here's Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
And so it's Erik Spoelstra with the timeout here. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. Both teams deciding to change it up. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Here's Doncic. Oh, Luka playing grown man ball inside.
Oh, Luka is so skilled at using his body to create good looks inside.
Pass to Hield. Beyond the arc. The putback. Hartenstein pulls it in. Heat trailed by 9. Doncic outside. Sinks it from distance. Doncic has got 8 here in this quarter.
Along with everything else, Doncic is a knockdown three-point shooter.
And Grant, the Heat last season retiring Udonis Haslem's number 40.
Yeah, he played his entire 2-decade career in his hometown of Miami. And for all of his contributions on the court, what he meant to this organization off the floor was just as important.
Well, he hasn't had a great night shooting the ball, but they're in the lead, and that's the only thing that matters.
And Hartenstein slams it in.
Few guys distribute better than Doncic. He's got good instincts for when and where to send the ball.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here.
dancers, everyone. Show them some support.
And 1:01 left in the third. Here's Ivy. Looking at the numbers, he's putting up 7 points a game. Hits a three-pointer.
Long-range shots like that, almost effortless for Hield. Every chance he gets, he'll take that shot.
Well, Coach, Zion is always must-see TV when he plays. It's his availability that is questioned.
Yeah, it is, Brian, but he's been healthier. And when he plays, there's nobody like him in the NBA with that size, skill, and force.
Pass to Hield. Here's the three. And the Rockets hit again from deep.
And credit his teammates for feeding him all quarter.
Here's Exum, guarded by Hield. 24 seconds left in the third. 5 to shoot. Here's Exum. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Exum's got 5 now.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Pass to Hield. And it's on Dante Exum. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. Third team foul.
Here's Ivy. He got it up. And that's not going to go. Points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. The Rockets.
49.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. Here's Holiday. Outside Hield. From the arc. And it's Miami with a rebound.
Well, sometimes it's just not your night. But despite his struggles, they're ahead in the game.
All eyes on Luka. The defense forgot about his teammates.
The Rockets lead by 4. Knocks it loose. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. And they're pushing it up. Here's Wade. Pass to Doncic. Outside McDaniels. Clock at 4. From the wing. Here's Wade. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Wade's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, we've all had those as coaches. That's a no, 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 yes type of shot.
Pass to McGrady. And here's Holiday. It's stolen. Here come the Heat again in transition. Pushing it up now. Here's Wade. And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game.
First team foul.
And just about a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. To tie it up. And it's Doncic missing. And here's Thompson. He'll bring it up for Houston. They've led by as many as 11. Pass to Mobley. Here's McGrady. Mobley on a screen. Oh, he backs it down.
That is incredible.
And he jams it home with authority.
Oh, man. He got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open. Here's Kamari. No good on the shot. Good D by Mobley.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Mobley on a screen. McGrady. And the shot is good off the backboard. Now it's a 6-point Rocket lead. Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. And Claxton throws it down.
That'll be a move to remember. Wow.
Yeah, great creativity in the air. Pass to Holiday. On the wing, Thompson. Here's McGrady. Thompson with a screen. Clock at 6. Late clock. Houston's got to hurry. Wing shot on the way. And the Rockets tack on 2 more.
Well, when he's on, we can really see the talent that made Thompson a top 5 pick.
Doncic outside. The 3. Mobley grabs the board. Houston leading by 6. All by himself. And Claxton throws it down.
Such a huge play, guys. I mean, that's a 4-point swing possibly. Tremendous steal and conversion right there.
Outside Holiday. Thompson with a screen. All alone. And that one is right through the heart. McGrady's got 6 here in the quarter.
Every moment counts here. They have got to get moving.
And they have to play fast, but also smart. Every possession counts.
Thompson with the block.
What you love about Thompson is his versatility at both ends of the floor. He's even able to block shots like that.
No good on the triple.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
And the ball out of play. The Rockets will have it.
Rocket substitution. Number 8, Jaden Ivey.
This is their chance to stretch the lead, Graham.
Yeah, it's a must. They have to execute and avoid the big mistake.
Back to Holiday. Pass to Ivey. Thompson gets a good look. Claxton with a rebound. And it's Miami's ball. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth. Here's Wade. He's covered by Holiday. Back comes Houston in transition. Here's a highlight! What a slam!
Oh, my. Yeah, that's good work by Thompson to get ahead of the pack and finish the break.
Oh, got a piece of it. And that one's good. And so it's Houston winning this one. They played the villain tonight, and they played it well.
Yes, they did. And, you know, you have 2 choices. You can either succumb to the hostility in this arena, or you can feed off of it and use it as motivation. They did the latter.
Good day. Have you with us on a Sunday afternoon for basketball here on 2K Sports. I'm Brian Anderson with Stan Van Gundy and Hall of Famer Grant Hill. Allie LaForce will be reporting from the sidelines. And, of course, Amen Thompson. He's a big ticket to follow. They'll go without him, though.
Yeah, it's a big loss for them. He's a guy who can influence outcomes. He's that good a player, and they'll need others to step up while they're figuring out the new roles.
Now here's Lillard. And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game. Stan, in terms of style of play, these teams are very similar.
Well, Brian, look, there's great shooters on both sides, and it's really tough to stay connected to those guys defensively because of how much they stretch the floor with their incredible shooting range.
Going to put a lot of stress on the defense, these two. Here's Holiday. Chicago making their last shot. Here's Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Fast hands pay off for Lillard. He nets the steal and instantly gets the fast break going.
Thompson outside. To the paint. And Mobley throws it down.
Tossing a pass to the interior. That's what you want to do. Get into the paint.
Wallace up top. Now Jokic. A go-to option for this team. He puts up nearly 17 a game.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Yeah, what a dish right there. I mean, Ivy anticipated the open man and executed.
And, Coach, how about the Thompson twins making their impact felt in the 2023 draft?
Yeah, Brian, we've seen twins in the NBA before, albeit not very often. But these two made history that draft day, becoming the first pair of twins to be selected in the top 5 of the same draft.
Ivy's shot is off.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Outside runner. Oh, another miss by Jokic. Pass to Ivy. Outside Holiday. Here's McGrady. Here's Mobley. Plenty of space. Jokic grabs the board. Here are the Bulls with the ball. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. That falls. Nice. Speed from Jokic.
Lillard gets so much lift on his three-pointers. It's almost effortless how he shoots.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. And so it's Holiday who brings up the ball for Houston. It's a three-point game. Thompson outside. The Rockets again can't hit. And we're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. From deep, Jordan. It's hauled in by Houston. You know, Stan, for a team with such a proud history, the last...
Oh, okay!
Oh, my gosh.
And I really love the size and explosiveness that Ivey brings out of the backcourt.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too.
And here are the Rockets now. After the basket by Chicago. Here's Thompson. Oh, he packs it down.
That is incredible.
Flying high, Ausar Thompson. I wish I still had hops like that.
Now here's Jordan. He's been a consistent contributor, averaging just over 11 a game. Lillard outside. Fires from deep. It doesn't go for him.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Three-pointer Holiday. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
Holiday finds ways to score inside and from beyond the arc.
And pushing it up the floor, the Rockets. Houston again in transition. Well, the defender's stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul. Well, Grant, there are few players in the league who can attack a defense from the logo, but Lillard is one of them.
Yeah, and he makes it look so easy. You have to pick him up at the half-court line, and it's been that way for about a decade.
Chicago trailing here. Duran, the screen. Here's Lillard. Oh, he sticks that one from 20 feet. Lillard's got 6 points. And the lead just keeps changing hands.
5 times already, and we still haven't gotten out of the first half.
Duran with a steal. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
And I love the balance for Lillard between scoring and passing. That time finding his teammate for the great look.
Here's Holiday. Pass to McGrady. Goes up on the wing. The Rockets again can't hit. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Chicago ahead, up by 3. Stay with us now as we get set to bring you quarter number 2 after this. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Well, coaches love to say turn defense into offense, and clearly they've been forcing the issue on that side of the ball.
Another area where they've excelled has been pushing it on the break. They're really getting after it.
Now here's Holiday. Pass to Thompson. Here's McGrady. Watched by Wallace. Now here's Lillard. Now Wallace. 5 to shoot. From the high post. The shot by Lillard, no good.
And that's one he wants back, just wide open, but not able to connect that time.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Releases. Got it. Makes him 4 for 6 from the floor.
What's incredible, he doesn't need much space to let it fly. Lillard's shooting touch does wonders for his team's spacing.
Now here's Ivey. 5 points in the game. To the middle. Here's Thompson. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Stan, you've coached some great defensive anchors in your time. Who do you view as the best in the game today?
Well, Brian, you probably have to start with Rudy Gobert, but we've got guys like Brook Lopez, Jaren Jackson, Anthony Davis, and then we've got two young ones coming up that could be as good as we've seen in Wemby and Chet Holmgren.
The runner. And Chicago again with a bucket.
Jokic has every shot.
Here's McGrady. Holiday looking for an opening. Here's Şengün. Misses the three. Bulls leading by 9. Jokic with it. He's got 7. Inside. Jokic drops it in.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Houston with another miss. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 9-1 run. And coach, such a unique player, multiple-time MVP Nikola Jokic. How do you defend this guy?
Well, Brian, if I knew that, everybody in the league would be trying to hire me, because no one has found an answer for Nikola Jokic. He can just beat you in so many ways. If you're going to double team him, he's going to create wide open shots and even layups for his teammates. If you're going to leave him single covered, he's going to score. There's nothing this guy can't do on a basketball court.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Damian Lillard last season becoming the 51st NBA player ever to cross the 20,000-point threshold and the 17th fastest to ever do it. He said it's a great accomplishment and a rare space to be in. I'm like, man, I might be able to get 27 or 28,000 if I can stay healthy. Ryan, I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, me either. Thanks, Allie. Wallace misses.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
And Şengün gets it to go.
You gotta love how Şengün attacks on the interior.
Jokic the screen. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. Goes back up. And Jokic with a nice bucket inside. Jokic has got 13.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Pass to Şengün. Takes a three. It's hauled in by Nikola Jokic.
It hasn't been his best quarter. I mean, he's trying to shoot himself out of the slump.
.40 seconds left in the second. From 17, it's rebounded by Şengün. Rockets trail by 10. Here's Thompson. Oh, it's stolen by Jordan. By himself. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Talk about taking advantage of the opportunity.
How about the anticipation right there that led to the steal? Then he goes straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
We love to see Şengün's confidence continue to grow. Just fantastic work off the catch.
Pass to Covington. And slam dunk by Jordan.
And this kind of sick slam is just one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now, B.A.
You know, there's an edge the way they played and a confidence they're not afraid to show. And we finished off one half of play. Chicago ahead, up by 11. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Chicago leading by 11. Well, the last time the Bulls won a playoff series was back in 2015, Grant.
That was back when Butler and Rose were their leading scorers. And it just shows you just how long it's been. But they've been stuck in mediocrity ever since. And right now, they are desperate for a breakthrough season.
Şengün, the screen. The three ball. Knocks it down from distance. Şengün's got his third basket on the night right there.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. To the wing on the left. There's the triple. Lillard! What'd you expect?
Yeah, Lillard is relentless on offense tonight, getting bucket after bucket for his team.
On the wing, Ivy. Give him 8 points now. Kept alive. It's good on the putback.
Well, he's playing great tonight, but not quite well enough to carry the entire team. They need to find some other contributors.
Here's Lillard. It's rebounded by Şengün. Rockets trail by 11. Back to Ivy. Pass to Şengün. And the three-pointer goes. Şengün's got 13 now.
They've got the offense clicking. 3 for 4 to start the half and looking confident.
And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. Here's Jordan. 10 points for him. Pass to Jokic. The three is up. No good there. 6 for 11 now from the floor. And while Nikola Jokic has lots of years left in this league, he's already an all-time great, Grant.
You know, B.A., not many guys have won multiple MVPs and a title, but Jokic has already accomplished so much. And with his size and skill set, Jokic can be elite for a long time and add to that impressive resume.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Jared Vanderbilt. That's his first foul of the game. And here's Jokic. He's got 13. Pass to Wallace. They double him with Mobley. For three, Covington nails it from beyond the arc.
Yeah, well, Covington was totally prepared there. He had the shot all picked out and just needed to be fed.
Outside Vanderbilt. Here's Hield. Fires for three. Hits a three-pointer. Hield's got himself on the board with a three there.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Back to Jokic. Shoots over Mobley. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And from the mid-range area, they've been the more effective team.
Chicago shooting their second free throw attempt on the night. Well, Grant, you played on some very tight-knit teams. Talk to us about chemistry.
Well, B.A., you know, in some sports, chemistry is not a big issue. But in basketball, it is huge. You have to trust and believe in your teammates, and it has to be a unit, not 5 separate individuals.
Brady. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. It's on Nikola Jokic. Grant, it seems like teams today are much more data-driven than in years past.
Yeah, I agree, B.A. It's much more sophisticated. And, of course, coaches and executives are still watching the games and forming their gut opinions. But now those impressions can be cross-checked with the numbers.
And stolen by Mobley. Here's Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt slams it in.
Well, the veteran floor general Holiday is a fantastic distributor, someone that understands how to involve his teammates.
Here's Jokic. Good D by Mobley. Rockets trail by 7. Inside. Ooh, it's stolen by Jordan. And now the Bulls in transition. The open shot, Jokic. And no good, trying to use the glass. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, the Rockets showing improvement. Head coach Ime Udoka said, quote, when you rely on your young guys, you're constantly trying to instill habits that'll carry them for the rest of their careers. It's mistakes and tendencies you have to try to break continually. Just staying positive. We see glimpses of how close we can be.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. And the Bulls making a change here. All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for the Bulls?
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D and they've been more than that tonight.
Another big factor for them has been their ability to get points off of turnovers. The easiest offense is created by good defense.
"36 seconds left in the third. The shot by Lillard, no good.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Here's Hield. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday. Hield's got 5 now.
Yeah, what vision from Holiday. Seems to have a knack for getting it to his guys in great spots.
And that one's good. Lillard.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Hits the trifecta. Hield's got 8 here in this quarter. And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here.
For your Watford.
7 seconds left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Here's Jordan. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so it's Chicago closing out this quarter with us. With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. Rockets trail by 7. Ivy, right side. And it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line. Free throw good, Ivy.
And how can you not be excited about Ivy's potential? You can tell he wants to keep getting better.
Pass to Jordan. Back to Lillard. Lillard converting inside.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Thompson scanning the floor. Right wing. The 3 is up. That shot off. Chicago leading by 6. Down low. And that one is hammered home.
And don't tell Batum he's well into his 30s. Nick's still got some life in those legs.
And we've got a timeout called by Ime Udoka. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey guys, during that last break, I heard Ime Udoka as he talked with the team. And a big reason their team is down, the three-point line. Coach saying in the huddle, we have to battle on the perimeter. They're outplaying us from the arc. Guys?
Allie, thank you. Back to Ivy. Pass to Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. Here's McGrady. From deep, Mobley. Counted from distance.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Lillard outside. Top of the key. Here's Jokic. And Jokic throws it down.
Another bucket from Jokic. He could dominate scoring-wise every night if he wanted to. He is that good.
Pass to McGrady. And he cranks it down. He goes right over Nikola Jokic.
Oh, I love this guy. Even when they're trailing, he works hard to put on a show.
Hey, that might be just what they need right now. Fires from the wing. Jokic grabs the board. Chicago leading by 5. A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Pass to Jordan. Let's go with a 3. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor.
And coming down the stretch, both teams still playing fantastic offense.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
Lillard up top. Pass to Jokic. And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
First team foul. On the floor for your Rockets.
Now Jokic. He hits the back iron and sinks it. Jokic has got 4 points in the quarter.
What a gift to a coach to have a center like Jokic who can run the pick and roll like that.
It's tipped. Jordan high post. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
And he's able to hit the second one. And that stretches their lead to 8. 1:42 left in the fourth. Outside Holiday. Pass to McGrady. Now here's Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Playing above the rim. This kid, Ausar Thompson, can fly.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here, and it's an 8-point ball game. The Rockets on offense. Pass to McGrady. From downtown, pure from 3-point range.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
And here's Jokic. Puts it up from the high post. Second chance shot. And once again, off the mark by Chicago.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
It really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
Sengun, no good. Chicago with the ball. And he can't jam it through. And so it's Houston with it. They trail by 7. Up top, Thompson. Now here's Sengun. Thompson, that's good.
They're really employing a deep-range initiative here in the fourth, and it's working.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the three-point shot, but when you're knocking them down, you might as well keep riding it.
So it's the Bulls taking the W in a close one. And they barely squeezed out the win here on the road.
And BA, the visiting team is always under some added pressure, but they made it work and got the win, whatever the margin may have been.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke. This is Brian Anderson. Joining us from the sidelines, Allie LaForce.
And given the nature of the rivalry between these teams, expect emotions to be running high. Both teams have to feel a little on edge right now.
And not just for the players, but for the fans as well. You know how energized they become when these two teams go at it.
And Mark Daigneault has called a timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. Grant, looking at these two teams, my attention is drawn to the front court matchup.
Oh, yeah, this should be a battle on the baseline. Great to watch skilled bigs trade blows and show off what they can do down low.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And he's going for the oop here. And Gordon with the big finish.
Well, the size is there, but the vertical is what really is eye-popping with Aaron Gordon.
On the wing, Ivey. On the wing, Ivey. Thompson outside. For three. Vassell with the rebound. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Ime Udoka for a minute. I asked him specifically about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and what their defensive game plan is for him, and coach said we have to be active, we have to keep him in front of us, and to try to limit his chances around the rim. Their offense really opens up when he's able to attack the basket, so let's see if the defense is up for the challenge. B.A.?
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Thompson with a screen. Launches a three. Oklahoma City grabs a miss.
Tried to come right back at him with the three. Not that time.
And something that makes SGA so dangerous on offense is elite drive and kick ability.
Yeah, you have to load towards him when he comes off a high pick. He just draws so much attention and can find another cutter or spot-up shooter. He has so much gravity to his game.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. First minute and a half of basketball played here in this one. Here's McGrady. They look to him to score consistently, averaging around 13.5 a game. Back to Thompson. Gordon with a steal. Inside. It's tipped. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, there's the alley. And Gordon with the big finish.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine.
And we've got a timeout called by Ime Udoka. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. And around 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Holiday with the ball. Ivey, right side. Shot to stop the run. The Rockets again can't hit. It's a 9-point spread. Here's Weber. Out to Gordon. The three is up. Sinks the tray. Gordon's got 7 points.
This game's taken on a whole new look thanks to this run.
This is a dominant stretch. I am so impressed with how they've played together as a unit over this last stretch.
Now here's Ivey. And so far, he's averaging 7 points a game.
It's tough to get open in this league, and when you do, it hurts not to capitalize.
Here's Weber. Ooh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. And Doris, no doubt about it, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an absolute monster on offense.
Very quietly, one of the most dangerous offensive players in the game is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's got size, he's got speed, he's got handle, he can score from 3 levels. This guy is a legit force.
2 minutes remaining
Now here's Holiday. Pass to Ivy. Launches it. Drills it from deep.
And something Ivy continues to improve. He's becoming a real threat from downtown.
Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Doris, even as he gets up there in age, Jrue Holiday is still an elite defender.
And Brian, it's really remarkable how valuable a piece he is. They call him the Swiss Army knife because he is one of those rare individuals that can guard all 5 positions. He understands schemes. He's willing to mix things up. Jrue Holiday is elite, period.
Now here's Thompson. No points yet.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
So far, he's made all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4. And the first one at the line is good. Doris, not only is the Thunder roster full of young talent, they also have a ridiculous amount of draft capital.
BA, you've got to give a ton of credit to the front office. They've got multiple options going forward. Continue to draft and develop their talent, or perhaps use those picks to trade for a superstar you believe fits.
Hot off the pass, Ivy has a shot up. No time to waste when you've got a pro-level defense coming at you.
Now Gilgeous-Alexander. He's got 6. Here's McGrady. Offline with a 3. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. They're on an 18-6 run. Fast break. Here come the Rockets. Ivy's shot is off. .29 seconds left to play in the first. From behind the arc. On the wing, Ivy. From deep. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. Ivy's got 9.
Yeah, well, Ivy is working towards being a consistent three-point scorer, and the results speak for themselves.
Mobley with the block. Pass to McGrady. Let's go with a 3. And the Rockets hit again from deep.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
And so it's
Rockets.
And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And let's take a moment here to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for Oklahoma City.
Well, I like how focused they've been on getting the opposition into foul trouble, as well as coming through at the free throw line.
And their assist total, also impressive early, creating with the pass and playing for teammates.
Here's Gordon. The floater. And out of bounds. Houston will have it. Here's Holiday. Yet to see a basket. Thompson outside. To the paint. Here's Mobley. It's rebounded by Sabonis.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Sabonis. Tries again. And the layup is up and in. Sabonis has got his first points of the night. Well, Grant, we know non-shooting big men can clog the paint. But if they know where to move off the ball, that certainly helps.
Yeah, you know, big men who know those circle actions, like flashing to the open spot when their man gives help, they often end up with easy looks inside.
Back to Holiday. 5 to shoot. And here's Thompson for 3. Pass to Ivy. Fires the 3. The Thunder with the rebound. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Over to the left wing. Here's Thompson. This one for 3. And it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the rebound.
He came out today planning to do as much damage from three-point range as possible. Well, it looks like it's time to change up the plan, guys.
Tipped. And that's out of bounds. Oklahoma City will keep it.
Great read to get a hand in there and disrupt the play.
And offensively, a little bit of a careless toss. You could have used a better angle on that pass.
Now here's Sabonis. That one doesn't drop. Good D by Şengün. And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too.
Here's Sabonis. Here's the second effort. And the layup is good. Sabonis has got his second bucket.
And now, almost all their points coming from the paint.
Back to Vanderbilt. Outside Holiday. Down low. Vanderbilt, no good.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Pass to Sabonis. Here's Weber. Gilgeous-Alexander feeling it out a bit. Oh, the determination from Gilgeous-Alexander.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
And we've got a timeout called by Ime Udoka. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. Rockets trail by 12. And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter.
2 minutes remaining.
To the inside. Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt slams it in.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Hey, Brian, the Rockets showing improvement. Head coach Ime Udoka said, quote, when you rely on your young guys, you're constantly trying to instill habits that'll carry them for the rest of their careers. It's mistakes and tendencies you have to try to break continually. Just staying positive. We see glimpses of how close we can be.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. And so it's Holiday who brings up the ball for Houston. Down by 12. When this one's in the books, they'll be off to Sacramento, taking on the Kings. It'll be the start of a 3-game trip on the road. Now here's Vassell. No made baskets yet. It's hauled in by Houston. Dunn outside. Pass to Hield. .41 seconds left in the second quarter. Right wing. Deflects the pass. Here's Şengün. Houston with another miss. Oklahoma City leading by 12. And the basket by Bridges.
Well, quick transition has Bridges positioned perfectly. Puts the nice finish on the transition opportunity.
Pass to Holiday. Fires the three. Knocks it down from distance. Holiday's got himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. On the wing, Vassell. Over Holiday. And there's another one for the Thunder.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And so it's Oklahoma City in command with a 13-point lead at the end of the quarter. They hold a real solid lead right now. Love their approach tonight. We'll be back in a moment. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And Ime Udoka has called timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Rockets trail by 13. Grant, how about the rise of OKC in just 2 years, transforming from a 24-win team to the top seed?
Incredible, B.A. The Thunder drafted well and gave those picks lots of playing time. Plus, they made some fantastic trades. And of course, don't forget, OKC still has a boatload of picks.
Thunder leading by 11.
Boy, the more you watch Shai Gilgeous-Alexander play, the more he shows you the aspects of his game just getting better and better and better.
Oklahoma City shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts in the game. Both free throws good from Gilgeous-Alexander.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
Ivy outside. Pass to McGrady. Fires from deep. Gordon pulls it in.
They've shown that power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
Gilgeous-Alexander no good. And Hield puts up a deep three. Oklahoma City grabs a miss. And he lobs it up top. Gordon can't hit.
Well, he saw the play coming together, but the timing was just a little off.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that.
Pass to Hield. Here's McGrady. Gilgeous-Alexander defending. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Thompson. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. Houston shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. That free throw is good from Thompson. Both free throws good from Thompson. And with a little over a minute gone by, the second half is underway. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And that one's good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 12 points.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Well, Grant, in the spring of 2024, a remarkable streak ended. Domantas Sabonis had recorded 61 consecutive double-doubles.
Yeah, it was the longest streak since the merger back in 1976. Now, Sabonis has led the NBA in rebounding multiple years. Plus, he has averaged 8 assists in a season, so that is big-time production.
Well, easy to see why Aaron Gordon has been in multiple dunk contests. The arsenal, the creativity, limitless.
Outside Hield. He drops it from range. Hield's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned. You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
Now here's Ivy. He's got 9. Ooh, it's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. There's the triple. Hits a three-pointer. He's got 15.
We all know SGA is a prolific driver. The counterpoint has got to be, he's got to be a threat from 3.
Pass to Thompson. And so ball out of bounds. Thompson touched it last.
That looks like a lack of focus. You've got to question what he was trying to accomplish there.
Devin Vassell.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock.
In the third, 2 minutes.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, and he drops it in from the low post. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 9 points in the quarter.
I'll tell you, tough first half, puts it in the rear view. The shooting percentage starting to reflect that.
The 3 from Thompson sends it home from three-point land.
This guy has made giant strides in his playmaking. Nice setup by Buddy Hield right there.
A nice shot by Gilgeous-Alexander. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 19 points.
He's putting on a show this quarter, and the team's feeding off his energy. And he's playing the game with a certain flair right now.
Oh, he caps off the move with a little hang time on the rim. Six to shoot. Sabonis outside. Here's the 3. Mobley grabs the board. Rockets trail by 16. Pass to Thompson. Here's McGrady. Out to Thompson. Takes the 3. Offensive rebound. On the wing, Thompson. Outside heel. And a miss there on the triple.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
And they're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Back to Thompson. Pass to McGrady. Thompson outside. There's the drive. Oh, and the jam by Thompson.
The athleticism of Thompson is showing up right there. I mean, just explosive off the bounce.
Hield for three. Drains the triple. Hield's got 6 points in the quarter.
Not everyone has the green light to take that three in transition, but he does, especially with the defense already set up protecting the paint.
What a performance for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He has been the story for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
47.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Thunder leading by 13. And here's Melton. Can't connect from short range. Houston with the ball. Outside Holiday. Pass to Şengün. On the wing, Thompson. That three's off the mark.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And he lobs it up to the rim. And out of bounds. The Rockets will take it. Oklahoma City making a switch here.
Over the floor for the Thunder, number 2, Shai.
Rockets trail by 13. Ivy outside. Out to the right wing. Outside Holiday. Oh, it's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, Gilgeous-Alexander turning on the Jets. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Thunder.
Yeah, they've collected an impressive number of steals so far, using fast hands to force some turnovers and then scoring on the other end.
And another theme in this game, to me, guys, has been how lethal they've been in transition. Attack on the break and make sure you convert.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened to Ime Udoka's huddle. Coach wanted his guys to ignore the scoreboard. He said, don't even look at the numbers. Just take it possession by possession, make every chance count, and we'll see where we stand at the end of this game. Back to you guys.
Appreciate the report, Allie. Pass to Şengün. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now here's Holiday. Here's Vanderbilt. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Well, Grant, in terms of scheduling, you see any way to eliminate back-to-backs?
You know, I'm not a big fan of eliminating back-to-backs, but to answer your question, BA, you have two choices. Either fewer regular season games or extend the season by a few weeks. I don't think either one of those options is in our future.
To the middle. Here's McGrady. The Thunder pull it in. Earlier in the game, they led by 19. They'll face the Jazz after this game. That'll be at home. It'll be a quick stopover at home before they have to get back out on the road.
It's a problem trying to deal with the athleticism of Aaron Gordon. You've got to be more careful as a defender.
Both free throws good from Gordon.
And, man, looking good from the line so far this half.
Now here's Holiday. They set a pick. Pass to McGrady. And here is Vanderbilt. Here's McGrady. He's guarded by Vassell. Nails it from 3.
Back-to-back threes, making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
Thunder leading by 14. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Lays it up and banks it in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 17 points here in the second half.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Pass to McGrady. Lets it go from 11. Mobley. Great positioning on the putback.
I tell you, you give me a little grittiness from Evan Mobley, not afraid of throwing his weight around right there.
And they're running. Here's McGrady. Out to Hield. To the wing on the left. Oh, it's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. From the arc. Buries it from three. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 28 points for the game.
No, that's an opportunistic three-point shot from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He liked the look of it.
1:49 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to McGrady. Mobley on a screen. McGrady shot is off.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
And talking about Gordon, just a freak athlete and ferocious dunker, a valuable role player on this team.
That free throw good from Gordon. Both free throws good from Gordon. Rockets trail by 19. Holiday surveying the floor. And here's Ivey from the arc. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Thunder.
Their unbelievable shooting was probably the biggest difference tonight, but they also got stops.
Yeah, great effort on both ends. Now, they worked for good shots, and they were stingy defensively as well, but just really impressive.
And they earned win number 9. Each win so important in this league.
Yeah, this is far from the last word in the season series. Still 3 more meetings between them and plenty of motivation to square things up.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And his activity level on defense, self-evident, racking up steals, deflections. I mean, he was a handful tonight.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. It's an 18-point lead. And it's good. Fought through contact, hit the shot, and will go to the line. That'll put Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the line. That one on Hield.
What you love about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is this young man's work ethic. He is a gym rat who's always looking for ways to improve.
Oh, deflected. Stolen by Bridges. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 35 in the game.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for the Thunder. Shot clock at 6. Fires from way outside. And so it's the Thunder taking care of business in this one. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that, that says a lot about this squad.
They really came in looking confident and didn't let anything shake them. This is what a dominant team looks like.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Brian Anderson with Clark Kellogg and Grant Hill. Allie LaForce with us on the sidelines. And Clark, for these two teams, a lot of their action runs through the front court.
You're exactly right, VA, and I think that's where the game's going to ultimately be decided. I mean, we have to see which set of these bigs is going to impose their will, not just offensively, but defensively, too.
Now here's Jones, and that one is stuffed right through.
Boy, Dumars does such a really good job sharing the rock. A willing passer.
Now here's Holiday. Pass to Ivy. Launches a three. Tatum pulls it in. Mobley with the block. And here's Ivy from the arc. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday.
Hot off the pass, Ivy has a shot up. No time to waste when you've got a pro-level defense coming at you.
Brown scanning the floor. Mobley with the block.
Yeah, nice timing on the rejection. Mobley showing you how incredible defensively he can be.
Here's Tatum.
And maybe they're a little too excited today. They need to settle down. They've opened up 1 for 4.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw.
And, guys, that's an increase in his free throw percentage from last year. Maybe not a large one, but it is a little bit higher, so you've got to like that progress.
And, Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning. And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Okongwu with the bucket.
And Tatum knows how to find his guys in their spots now. A solid passer at his position.
Just over a minute and a half in. Holiday with the ball. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
I tell you what, he clearly is one of the best players in the league who does not get the same kind of gas that other guys do. But there's no better all-around guard in the NBA than Jrue Holiday.
Here's McGrady. They look to him to score consistently, averaging around 13.5 a game. Back to Ivy. Here's the three. Holiday, that one's good.
Well, that assertive, confident attitude. I mean, Holiday knew as the pass was coming his way that he was going to catch it and let it go quickly.
Now here's Jones. Tatum from long range hits a three-pointer.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
To the middle. Here's Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
Just an incredible display of power. He attacked the rim with both hands.
Most definitely. That was a thunder dunk. Wow.
Yeah, for sure. That was a take no chances, take no prisoners slam right there, guys.
Houston leading by 3. And Jaylen Brown gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
There's a minute 47 left in the first quarter of the game. Thompson with a screen. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Mobley. Back to Thompson. And he buries his first look.
Good work down low. I mean, I like how confident Thompson is from this area.
On the wing, Tatum. A go-to option for this team. He puts up nearly 17 a game. That won't go either for Tatum.
Hey, the struggle is real. He hasn't found much success with his offense today. Flying high, Ausar Thompson. I wish I still had hops like that.
And here's Ivy from the arc. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. 56 seconds left to play in the first. Outside Tatum. Brown with a screen. It's Brown on the wing. Over Ivy. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
And that's out of bounds. Last touch by Ivy. Here's Dumars. Still no points. There's Tatum with the 3. He's got it. That makes him 2 for 8. Hopefully he can get it going now.
Only 2 of 8 to start this game. We'll see if that bucket gets him going.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
You know, he's been one of those players, they've won it on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
Good on the second one.
You know, in the case of Drew Holiday, having 2 brothers in the league, I think probably has added motivation for him to excel.
Outside Tatum. 1 second left. Oh, and the buzzer beater is good.
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
What was really impressive there, though, guys, was that he could have rushed it and panicked, and yet he kept his cool and splashed it.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Rockets. Guys?
They're off to a rock-solid start. They brought a well-thought-out plan into this one.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
And it's Holiday with the ball for Houston. They've led by as much as 10. From behind the arc. It's rebounded by Zubats. Timberwolves trail by 6. After years of finishing at the bottom of the West, things are looking up for the Rockets, Clark.
You know, B.A., they've done a really good job of drafting and developing players. That combination can allow you to move forward. And along with signing complementary veterans, that adds to the mix as well. And they've done a nice job. And they've got future draft capital, too. So the Rockets are certainly on the rise.
Brown with a screen. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Zubats. Second chance effort. Nifty move. Got a hand on it.
Lots of athleticism for the long center. Sengun getting it done.
So it's Minnesota now. They trail by 6. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. Quarter number 2 and about a minute in. Now Holiday. Pass to Sengun. From deep. Houston with another miss. Timberwolves trail by 6. And stolen by Vanderbilt. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, similarities in the games of Alperen Şengün and Nikola Jokic. A couple years back, Jokic suggested that Houston run their offense more through him, and they have. Jokic said that's going to benefit the whole organization. He wants to pass and play for the team. They'll move when the ball is in his hands. Brian?
Well, Jokic would know. Thanks, Allie. And Minnesota making a change here. And that one misses. You know, Clark, over the past few seasons, we've seen a historic amount of 20-point-per-game scorers in the league.
And that's a function, BA, of the overall skill level being at its all-time high in league history in my mind, but also the pace of play, the way the game is played, three-point shooting, there's scoring, there's more scoring, so more guys are scoring. And I think on top of that, it's a little easier to score because of how the game is played and officiated. It's tilted a little more in favor of the offense for the entertainment value of point production.
He's giving his all, but you can't force yourself back on track.
And here's Ivy from the arc. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday. Ivy's got 9.
And that's his first triple this quarter. 3 total for the game.
Here's Walker. Here's Zubac. Achua with it. Guarded now by Holiday. Out to Powell. Pass to Dinwiddie. 4 on the clock. Driving to the basket. Comes up empty down low. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second.
Excellent defense by Şengün. He's strong, he's tall, he can move his feet, and he knows how to position himself.
Dinwiddie with the rebound. Timberwolves trail by 7. Back to Powell. Shoots over Şengün. And out of bounds. Houston will have it.
Boy, that looked like a failure to communicate. You hate unforced errors.
Houston leading by 7.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
1:57 left in the second. There's the triple. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Backing up that last 3 with another 3. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
A nice shot by Zubac.
Yeah, you know what? Dinwiddie is very dependable at serving his teammates on the court. Seems like a natural leader.
And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too.
That's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
Zubac, screen. Dinwiddie. That one's good for 2.
I can't find an excuse for letting Dinwiddie get this positioning inside. I mean, once he has it, you're toast.
And we've got a timeout called by Ime Udoka. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. .107 left in the second. And here's Ivy. He's got 9. Done right side. Oh, a nice one-handed slam right there.
And I'll tell you what, that's what being unselfish is all about. Ivy finding the open man.
Tatum from long range. Fires in the triple. Tatum's got 11.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold. That's his second foul of the first half. Not a big deal yet, but something to keep an eye on.
Personal foul. First team foul. Into the lineup for the Timberwolves, Precious Achiuwa, Jaylen Brown.
Now here's Ivy. He's been productive, averaging just over 7 points a game. Gets the 3 ball to go.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
He's undersized for a 4, but his hops level the playing field. And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
Houston shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in this game.
You know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
So he gets them both.
And when you talk about Ivy, his explosiveness really stands out, especially when he's running the floor.
Here's Dumars. No points so far. Pass to Tatum. This one for 3. No good there. And we finished off one half of play. Rockets ahead. Up 11. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of the 3rd quarter. See you in just a bit.
23.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. And we've got a timeout called by Ime Udoka. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over.
Adjustments are a part of every game, in every quarter of a game. I think Coach sees something here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
The Rockets lead by 11. Outside Holiday. Hield for 3. Drains the triple. Hield's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Hey, Brian, the Rockets showing improvement. Head coach Ime Udoka said, quote, when you rely on your young guys, you're constantly trying to instill habits that'll carry them for the rest of their careers. It's mistakes and tendencies you have to try to break continually. Just staying positive. We see glimpses of how close we can be.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. Here's McGrady. Out to Mobley. Pass to Holiday. Here's McGrady. Back to Holiday. Down to 5 on the shot clock. 3-pointer, no good.
You know, when he has the ball outside like that, that's exactly the kind of D they need to play on.
Okongwu with it. 3-pointer. Mobley grabs the board.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
Thompson's shot is off.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
Pass to Okongwu. From outside the arc. Knocks it down from distance. Okongwu's got 5 points.
Boy, a big man with great touch from deep, always a valuable commodity in today's game.
Outside Hield. Goes up on the wing. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Good hustle right there. I love that effort. Just a little late in the act.
Timberwolves trail up by 13. You know, to be a high-volume shooter like Buddy Hield, you have to have a lot of self-confidence, Clark.
Well, not just self-confidence, B.A. You better have the ability to knock down shots, and Buddy Hield has that in spades. He can get it done from any direction he needs to, going right, going left off the catch. He can dribble into the 3 on occasion. That shot he's got is pure.
And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Holiday with the ball. He's got 6. Down low. And he drives in. And Holiday powers it home.
Wow, Holiday just assaulting the rim. Going at it full speed.
Left side Tatum. Pass to Okongwu. The 3 is up. Mobley grabs the board. Houston leading by 15. He got him. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul. This will be his third free throw of the game. That's good from Holiday.
Holiday really is a soft-spoken guy on and off the court. Leads by example, is extremely reliable and talented, and his teammates have great respect for him because of it.
Here's McGrady. Still without a bucket. That's tipped. Fast break, Minnesota. Jones' shot is good.
Hustle plays like that are crucial right now. You have to convert on every turnover you get.
Third quarter of basketball here. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Here's Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Such a high IQ player. Holiday can just see things out there other guys miss.
The kick to Tatum. Back to Okongwu. Launches it. Gets the three to fall. Okongwu's got 6 here in the quarter.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact.
And there's the whistle. That one goes on Herb Jones. That's his first foul.
Substitution on the court.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Dinwiddie.
It's a great read to get a hand in there and disrupt the play.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Now here's Thompson. 6 points for him. Pure from three-point range.
Yeah, what a feed from Ivy. These are the type of passes you love seeing from him.
Zubats inside. Hits the rim on the way in, and the bucket is good. Zubats has got 6.
It's interesting. They definitely had more three-point attempts in the first half. Not sure why they went away from it.
Ivy with the ball. Now guarded by Achua. And the bucket is good. And the Rockets lead by 16.
What a move by Şengün in close. Determination for sure.
Here's Walker. And the basket's good. Off the assist from Dinwiddie.
Outstanding execution. Good job working the ball inside.
Oh, sweet move. And he lays it up and in.
By going cold in that first half, they made things hard on themselves, but they've been warming up since that time.
And we've got a timeout called by Ime Udoka. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. And Houston making a change here. 24 seconds left in the third quarter here. Ivy, right side. Now Mobley. On the wing, Ivy. Mobley on a screen. 5 to shoot. Lets it go from deep. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. It's Houston. They lead by 12. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter when we return. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And it's Tatum with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. A 12-point game. Tatum on the drive. That's bucket number 5. He's 5 for 12 now.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now that they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Pass to Hield. From outside, off the mark.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Inside, Achua. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, during that last break, I heard Ime Udoka as he talked with the team. Coach cautioned his team against feeling comfortable. He said the moment we take our foot off the gas, they're back in it. Let's push through the finish line. Brian?
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Thompson, no good. Timberwolves trail up by 8. And stolen by Holiday. To the paint. Pass to McGrady. And here's Ivy. Back to Holiday. To the inside. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And with the talent and the competitiveness that Ivy has, we're going to see a lot of nights like this in his NBA career. It's just a matter of how many.
To the paint. There's Tatum with the 3. Tatum! Money from deep.
Boy, they're having a good half so far offensively, shooting over 50% from the field now, trying to close the gap.
Ivy outside. There's the 3. The rebound by the Timberwolves.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide open look in space there.
Here's Tatum. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. That one on Thompson.
You know, over his first couple of seasons, Tatum has really increased his trips to the line, playing more aggressively.
You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken, but that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
Now here's Holiday. Back to Thompson. Clock at 6.
Out of bounds.
And so it looks like it'll be Houston's ball. Here's Holiday. 4 on the clock. Fires from the wing. No luck on that one. Timberwolves trail up by 5. And they've been producing at a high level.
No question. They're in a nice rhythm offensively.
Outside, Brown. From deep. Big hit from outside. Jaylen Brown.
You expect he's going to find a way to pull through in the clutch.
And here's Holiday. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Pass to McGrady. Mobley on a screen. Back to Thompson. Just 5 to shoot. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Tatum looking it over. Brown with a screen to tie it up. Tatum can't hit.
Ooh, he really came close to leveling the score there.
Yeah, you know, and after the way they fought back into it here in the 4th, that would have been a big bucket for him.
Big-time stuff from Ivy. A prime-time player on display.
Down low. Tatum. Look at Tatum using his length.
And Tatum has been in these situations before. He's reliable when it comes to stepping up in big moments.
Back to Holiday. Mobley outside. The 3 ball. On target from range. And the Rockets lead by 5.
That's exactly the kind of shooting you need down the stretch to win games.
A minute 6 left in the game. It's tipped.
Yeah, aggressive defense from Ivy. Goes right at the shot and manages to block it.
And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Unbelievable. Ivy living that life above the rim.
And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Rockets.
Well, I think they've been lethal from beyond the arc this game, no doubt about it. Hard to defend such spot-on shooting.
Yeah, another thing you notice are all the assists. The ball just has energy, and and everyone is getting involved.
And Tatum continues to evolve before our eyes, showing excellent leadership by knocking down these clutch shots.
It's Brown on the wing. Inside. Here's Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu. Don't do anything silly. Just ride out the clock.
Yes, if they take their time and execute, the game is all theirs. Stepping up and nailing an important shot to put this away.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
Here's Brown. Pass to Dumars. Outside Jones.
Assist goes to Herbert Jones.
And so the Rockets take the win. Boy, they didn't make it easy on their fans or themselves, but at the end